Because he violated a whole bunch of codes and didn't get permits and operating, doing stuff, and folk in the neighborhood getting sick. Massive fire in Memphis. You didn't know? Data center. I'm trying to water waste. I'm trying to see. Memphis Waterwaste. What is waterwaste? The pool plant. Oh, that's what that is? A recent fire. No, that wasn't it. Okay, I see 4 months ago. What? Sanitation. Now, is this all? What? Why is it coming? Hold on. Because I know they didn't have enough toilet water. So somebody had gas. This is live. Well, hold on. Yeah, that's what I thought is live. So they had one in September too? Fear. Do they have this often? Because when I Google it, it looked like they had one last month and confirmed fire happened at substation. What caused it? Heavy fire breaks out at recycling. Okay, so the water, wastewater, shit water. How close? Y'all, now listen, I just Googled how close is the waste. I just Googled how close is Memphis Waterwaste from Elon Musk company. Anybody care to guess? So it's, yeah. So Elon Musk XAI supercomputer is located next to the Memphis water waste treatment plant on Riverport Road. The facility is so close to the XAI, the building is so close to the XAI is building a water recycling plant to process wastewater from the TE Maxim wastewater treatment plant for use as coolant for the supercomputer. Yes. And so, not knowing, of course I didn't know this. I don't know. How did I know this? Because I knew that they was having problems. Okay, so I'm finna have to deviate. Because I knew that they was having problems, and I knew he didn't go about things the right way. And I knew that they said that he had a lot of I don't want to say the wrong word. I can't think. Hold on, we got to go there. That so, and because he didn't go about things the right way, and people started getting sick, and so I kind of just knew. I didn't, but I did. Like Candace on saying, I don't know how we don't know how we know, but we know. This is one of them. And they gonna say something else caused this fire. They gonna put it on something else. But this is because of Elon Musk. Hold on, I'm gonna tell you why. I just got to get to it. Dang it, I dang sure didn't want to go over no far. Evacuate, It was evacuation. It was evacuation water. Now, I wonder why his building, so they so close, why is it not, or is it affecting his But hold on, I need for y'all to watch something right quick. Because we not believing it. There we go with that face again. Hold on. Let me get out of here. Is his ass burning evidence? Hold on. Hold on. Finally reveals why Memphis. Hold on. I wish I could find the exact one that I already watched. Hold on. Yeah, people was getting sick. They had a whole meeting. I'm trying, is it this one? Hold on. Dang it, I just wish I could find the exact one that I've already watched. Because I know what's on that one. I'm going to just have to settle for this one up here. Yeah, he poisoning people. And he didn't get the proper permits for the equipment that he's using. And I hope these people did not forget this. Elon Musk. And these people were getting sick. Polluting Memphis. Now, you know I gave Memphis the blues with the ADOLPH. But there, y'all, we just not going to let anybody come up in there and handle folk any old kind of way. Especially when you're doing illegal stuff. I don't know why I think it was this one. Let's go. Yeah, he just... Because they got a plan, new world.
Sometimes the most shocking corporate misconduct is hidden in plain sight, invisible to the naked eye.
What is happening here will swallow our world if we don't stop it right here, right now.
Looking back, there was an early clue that the world's richest man was up to something here.
It's just like, why is Elon Musk coming to Memphis?
The people of Memphis soon found out.
Now Elon Musk is coming to Memphis to build the world's largest supercomputer.
A year later, people here want answers.
Yeah, that's it.
That the world.
This is it.
Sometimes the most shocking corporate misconduct is hidden in plain sight, invisible to the naked eye.
What is happening here will swallow our world if we don't stop it right here, right now.
It'll do what to our world?
There was an early clue that the
Our our world if we don't stop it right here, right now.
So they plotting.
What is happening here will swallow up our world if we don't stop it
Swallow
right here,
up our
right
world.
now.
Looking back, there was an early clue that the world's richest man was up to something here.
It's just like, why is Elon Musk coming to Memphis?
The people of Memphis soon found out.
Now Elon Musk is coming to Memphis to build the world's largest supercomputer.
A year later,
We here because we need
people here want answers.
it's the job of the health department to protect our lungs, and not once have they went to XAI to see that they had 35 gas turbines operating and polluting our air.
We went to Memphis and found an environmental crime scene. Musk's data center burning enough methane to power a small city
Methane.
with no permits and no
That's
pollution
it.
controls.
Gas turbines.
Are y'all listening?
To protect our lungs, and not once have they went to XAI to see that they had 35 gas turbines operating and polluting our air.
We went to Memphis and found
So now y'all see why I immediately wanted to see how close Elon Musk's company is to this fire. See now?
And not once have they went to
How did I know?
to see that they had 35
Do y'all see? That's blurry. That's what's coming out into the air. And he's only supposed to be allowed a certain amount, and he's over the capacity, and the people don't know it. So this right here, this gas, whatever that mix, whatever word, yeah. Okay, let's go.
soon found out.
Now Elon Musk is coming to Memphis to build the world's largest supercomputer.
A year later,
We here because we need
people here want answers.
it's the job of the health department to protect our lungs, and not once have they went to XAI to see that they had 35 gas turbines operating and polluting our air.
We went to Memphis and found an environmental crime scene. Musk's data center burning enough methane to power a small city with no permits and no pollution controls.
No
They've not seen
permits.
anything like this. We believe they've already violated the Clean Air Act.
As Musk helps dismantle
Already
the very
violated.
federal agency that's supposed to protect us against pollution like this.
There is no way to miss how this is a coordinated strategy.
Coordinated.
What does Memphis reveal about the future Elon Musk wants for us all?
And now it's burning.
So the mission of XAI and Grok is to understand the universe.
In 2023, Musk founded XAI to produce and sell artificial intelligence.
We want to understand
There
the
you
nature of the
go.
universe so we can figure out where are the aliens, what's the meaning of life, how does the universe end.
Its main product is Grok, an AI chatbot that he's incorporated.
Aliens. So here, alien. Alien.
3. Musk founded XAI to produce and sell artificial intelligence.
We want to understand the nature of the universe so we can figure out where are the aliens, what's the meaning of life, how does the universe end.
Its main product is Grok, an AI chatbot that he's incorporated into Twitter, or X. Musk was entering the race to dominate the AI market, but he was arriving late, years after competitors like OpenAI and Google had begun training their AI systems. So in Musk's mind,
Yeah.
he had to move fast.
We went to the data center providers and said how long would it take to have 100,000 GPUs operating coherently in a single location, and we got time frames from 18 to 24 months. So we're like, well, 18 to 24 months, that means losing as a certainty. So the only option was to do it ourselves.
Been waiting for this moment. I am pleased to announce that XAI's Gigafactory of Compute, the world's largest supercomputer, is to be located in Memphis, Tennessee.
Musk dubbed the project Colossus, after a movie about a supercomputer that becomes sentient and assumes total control of the world.
And so, my fellow human beings, we all directly and indirectly live in the shade, but not the shadow of Colossus.
When you think about the computational power that it will take to put humans on the surface of Mars, that's going to come from the Gigafactory of Compute that calls Memphis home. We were told that by the company. And so it required speed, and power.
It's announced as a done deal.
Keyshawn Pearson grew up in South Memphis.
A billionaire and his organization is coming to our city, and we're just finding out after the land has been purchased, after the project has been approved by certain officials, right, who did know.
This is huge. This puts the word out there that Memphis understands operating at the speed of business.
As a community, we're trying to reach out to people and understand what is XAI. He built it without us even knowing that it was being built.
We had to watch this over.
Community, we're trying to reach out to people and understand what is XAI. He built it without us even knowing that it was being built.
We had to watch this over X or Twitter. Brent Mayo, Elon Musk would tweet often about where they were in the progress, how fast things were moving.
To train an AI system, a data center requires an enormous amount of electricity. The question was, where would the power come from?
Most companies, when they come to the city of Memphis, they plug into our power grid. That's what you think would happen. Why would this be any different? Unfortunately, we learned because it is a billionaire's corporation, it would be a lot different.
XAI made a deal with the local electric company for 150 megawatts of power and agreed to build a new substation to help meet that demand. But Musk's ambitious plans suggested he would need much more power than that, and fast.
And fast.
Soon, people started to notice some unusual structures outside the facility.
I drove out there, and the first thing I did was hear the turbines. You can smell it as well. Such a disturbingly unique smell.
From the road, Keyshawn and others could see a row of machines that are typically only used for remote or emergency operations. Mobile gas turbines.
I have never seen portable turbines used like this.
Patrick Anderson works on air quality cases for the Southern Environmental Law Center.
We know that these kinds of generators require air permits. And so right off the bat, we started filing records requests with the local Shelby County Health Department. Do you have an air permit application from XAI? And they came back and basically said, no, we have nothing to hand over. We also filed records requests with EPA to see what they had. They also did not have details on what is on the ground out there. Nobody from the regulatory side, the health department, the city, EPA, has told the public or us really one iota of what's actually operating out there.
To figure that out, Patrick and his team hired a photographer to capture the data center from above. The images revealed far more turbines than anyone knew about. 35.
So they purchased drones.
Operating out there.
To figure that out, Patrick and his team hired a photographer to capture the data center from above. The images revealed far more turbines than anyone knew about. 35.
I couldn't believe it. I was absolutely stunned. How do we not know about this?
According to XAI leadership, the turbines are not being used and are not connected.
Lies.
Pressure. XAI claimed it was using less than half of those turbines.
I've talked to the XAI leadership team. There are 35, but there are only 15 that are on.
They shouldn't have been there.
Well, first off, these are
dumbass.
expensive. There's a turbine shortage nationally. You don't obtain these turbines and put them on site if you're not intending to operate them.
Absolutely.
So Patrick and his team sent the photographer back out with a high-end thermal camera.
What we saw is 33 of the 35 were very clearly operating.
The turbines were capable of generating about 420 megawatts of electricity, enough to power around 300,000 homes.
Now, if I immediately connected this dot just by seeing the fire, right? Just by seeing the fire in Memphis and said, how close is the Waterwaste to the superconductor, Elon Musk, then I'm sure people in Memphis has already connected this dot. So even when I was looking, it's like they had a fire not too long ago too. Now, what is he hiding? I know the rush is to meet whatever plan that him and Trump, because remember, he a trillionaire. He just got the trillionaire status. I will keep my mouth closed because they say if you start saying anything good about a person, don't. They say if you can't say anything good about a person, don't say anything. Keep saying it to myself, AunTeaFee. He just looked different. He trying to bring his people here. In them, you talking about in them saucers? He trying to take Mars or wherever they are, alienation here. Now I think this is all a part. Reptilians. He's a reptilian. I keep telling y'all this type stuff every day that they are trying to take over. People think that I just be talking. They think I don't know none of what I'm talking about. I have not even went off into no details about where I had parked with Elon in Memphis. Have I? I didn't say nothing, did I? Did I say anything to y'all? Did I cover that with y'all? Yeah, but I knew that the people getting sick in their lungs, it was reminding me of, it was reminding me of the plants and stuff. Because I had went to Memphis, St. Louis, and was talking about the experiments and stuff. But with this one, it reminded me of those plants that they built, and people started getting them cancers and that Mekovich. What's that girl? It was a movie about her, and people started getting all sick, cancers and Hodgkin's disease. Aaron something. Okay, it reminded me of that. And they was Aaron, okay? And they was trying to say it wasn't because Brockovich, that's it. And it reminded me of this. It reminded me of that. And then on top of that, it's because all of that AI stuff, and I know that the AI is going to take our jobs. And then when I heard that they was rushing it and he was behind and he was trying to catch up, he had $1 trillion deals, and he didn't have permits and people getting sick. Yeah. And now we have a fire.
They've built a power plant out there. And they've done it overnight. No air pollution controls, quick and dirty.
That are on.
No air pollution control.
Well, first off, these are expensive. There's a turbine shortage nationally. You don't obtain these turbines and put them on site if you're not intending to operate them. So
Patrick and his team sent the photographer back out with a high-end thermal camera.
Oh, they're showing that it can cause a fire.
33 of the 35 were very clearly operating.
Hold on.
It was using less than half of those turbines.
I've talked to the XAI leadership team. There are 35, but there are only 15 that are on. The other ones are stored on the site.
You don't even know. You're not doing your
These are
research.
expensive. There's a turbine shortage nationally.
You're not even checking.
Don't obtain these turbines and put them on site if you're not intending to operate them.
So Patrick and his team sent the photographer back out with a high-end thermal camera.
What we saw is 33 of the 35 were very clearly operating.
And don't let the wind blow.
Of generating about 420 megawatts of electricity, enough to power around 600,000 homes.
If it's windy,
a power plant out there. And they've done it overnight. No air pollution controls, quick and dirty, no permit.
Quick and dirty.
What you've done with the cluster in Memphis is incredible. Just in a handful of weeks.
Any given thing can be sped up. Yeah. Like whatever speed is being done, it can be done faster.
Anything can be sped up.
The largest AI cluster in the world. This place is absolutely amazing.
That is like superhuman. I mean, Elon is singular. Building a massive factory in the short time that was done, there's only one person in the world who could do that.
And this entire supercomputer is built to power Grok.
We were given a tour at XAI, looking at the facility. Very impressive, very exciting for Memphis. Their commitment to the community is remarkable.
It's unique in my experience.
Joseph Goffman has worked
They
on air
they need
pollution
a class
issues for
action
decades. Until
suit.
January, he ran
Memphis,
the EPA office that
y'all need a class action suit. Now I know y'all not gonna break me off nothing, but Memphis, listen, y'all need a class action suit, and you need it 2 months ago. Where are the Frank Gotti's? Where my South Memphis? Where my PRE? You know, where y'all at? Y'all need to spread the word. Horn, you represent these criminals. We need you out there representing the people. Art Horn, all y'all get off y'all asses. All of y'all that got quit off. Yeah, that looked over, that was playing all on CMG's payroll. We need y'all getting off y'all asses, and y'all need to go and do a class action suit. Don't be trying to charge people. No arm and a damn leg. Just put together a class action suit. Because Elon and Trump and why they got their people in Memphis. Okay, why they got their people in Memphis. I didn't know that this was going to pop off, but this is why I said yesterday something is going to pop off in Memphis when they having shootings and stuff with the National Guards in D.C. Went from D.C. To Memphis. Something is going to pop off in Memphis. Didn't know that there was going to be Elon, but they need a class action suit because he didn't follow the proper channels. He got more turbines operating. That's gases being exposed. People's lungs are being. So here we go again. With them intentionally poisoning and depopulation, people will be having sickness, and of course they want them to be sick, and they want to have managed health care where they would get paid. What did Dolph say? Get paid, young nigga, get paid, because this is intentional. Y'all need a class action. South Memphis, or however far the wind blows. Because if it's windy today in Memphis with all of that gases shit, where else you think it's going? And don't let nobody be outside on their porch smoking a cigarette.
It's air quality.
Most companies that I've dealt with go to great lengths and spend a lot of money to make sure that the day they turn on their operations, they're also turning on their pollution control equipment. That's a given. For a company to do this, it's treating the people who live there as if they don't count.
I like
Who brought them over here?
In the morning to breathe the fresh air. God's given air, not the air that man want to give us, but God.
Easter Knox lives just over a mile from XAI.
I really wasn't getting the fresh air. I was getting that pollution that was mixed in with everything.
You know how you light your stove and that gas seeps with the little ticking noise? That's what it smelled like.
Alexis Humphreys grew up here, 1 street away from Easter.
When I smelled it the first time, I was asleep. And it woke me up because I thought gas was seeping in the house, but couldn't find out.
Oh yeah, you better get busy.
All the neighbors was outside trying to figure out what's
Serene.
going on.
Now, make sure when y'all get paid, you send me a little tip, a little love offering for putting it out there. First thing I got, baby, I done already connected the dot for you. I done already connected the damn dot. It don't take me long. Just as quick as I be fussing at Memphis. But baby, I listen. I was on Memphis ass, wasn't I? About my dogs, baby. I don't want nobody fooling with you either. See, ain't that unconditional? I can fuss and cuss, but y'all not finna just mess with the people. No. And their health, and then y'all gonna try to act like there's no connection. No. Yeah, I need to make sure I put the link to this one in the comment section so that it need be the evidence is there. You may want to go ahead and download it. Hint, hint. I can sure get technical when I want to, can't I? I can sure become politically astute when I want to, can't I? I can sure go corporate, can't I? Go ahead and download it just in case they try to delete it. You already have evidence. Do I need to go ahead and drop the link to this right here? Because we don't want no problem. You done lost your grandfather already? Oh, condolences to you, sir. I hope a baby girl and them done already started the process. Yeah, y'all need justice. Yeah. Because Memphis is already a hub for some of the stuff that they got going on. As quit. Yeah, with the Seniola Quartet. Oh, I don't need to break it down no more. I done already did all that in the Dolph case. Lord, I don't have no sense to it. Deep Froggy, y'all better get on the horn, Memphis. Get on the horn. Y'all know, what's her name? Cookie people. Listen, if ever a time Memphis needs to come together, the time is now. Because they going to wipe Memphis out on purpose. And folk know the times is hard. Your house and shit burned down. If the wind is blowing, you ain't going to be able to rebuild it. Folk going to come, and then the city going to come, and they going to tell you got to rebuild it. And hell, folk losing their job, ain't got no money. We know how the story go. They playing in our face. They're still stealing. They stealing.
Who struggled with a respiratory illness called chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, or COPD.
When I smelled it the first time, I was asleep. And it woke me up because I thought gas was seeping in the house, but couldn't find out. We come outside, and all the neighbors was outside trying to figure out what's going on.
He was an ordinary dad, full of joy, full of jokes.
Last year, Alexis lost her grandfather, who struggled with a respiratory illness called chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, or COPD.
COPD is a breathing condition, but you don't get it unless you smoke cigarettes. And my granddad didn't smoke cigarettes, but every 3 weeks or so, my granddad was going to the hospital. He would have to get breathing treatments. I have asthma, bronchitis. My mom have just bronchitis, and now my granny has it.
You can't hardly breathe. It's just like your whole world is collapsing down on you, and it's frightening.
Easter and her husband have
Y'all
also
hear
developed
this?
COPD.
What does it feel like?
Feel like you're fixing to die.
The area around...
Now, I sat on this because I had beat up Memphis so, and I was trying to sit back in the cut, you know, and just parked it. But I need for y'all to hear me. They need to get on the class action lawsuit. Heavy, all of that. Detox. Men never smoked. How you got COPD? That gas. Man.
XAI leads the state in emergency department visits for asthma. Memphis has one of the highest rates of toxic air releases of any American city, and many of its
because they want it, because it was, the crime is why they, But listen, he wants he wants the U.S. Trump playing it on again a new world order, and Memphis, they can use Memphis, in my opinion, as another hub for all their trafficking and stuff, because it's already high crime, and the Sinaloa cartel was already operating there, and some about them pyramids, yeah. And so he jumped through all the hoops and bypassed it, because it's almost like they working in cahoots. And because the crime is already bad, the whole you let me tell it, the police, all of them in cahoots. I have always said since ADOLPH investigation that they all a mob. And then you had the judges, you got a lot, looking over everybody crooked. So Memphis, where all the other places were protesting, now we don't need you here, we don't need you there. In reality, Memphis did need the National Guard. They did need it, but they needed it on Biden's watch, not Trump's watch. If that makes sense, So Elon is still working for Trump, and they still, whatever plans they had is still in effect. That's how he got that trillion, and he gonna kill the people off. They're gonna die off with the pollution. He didn't care about getting no dang permit. It would have slowed down he was already behind. So forget the permits. So now he gonna try to act like he gonna get them, but people, land, property, and health, everything is in danger. He said, you need to know what's going on with Memphis. Yeah, Trump and Elon. I don't know if you hear me, but Trump and Elon is working against Memphis right now with all this air pollution and these fires. And if it don't burn down his plant, and they right next to each other, with all that fire we saw, there go another problem.
This neighborhood.
Elon, what he did with Memphis is objectively somewhat dirty, but he's also doing it in an area where there's like a bigger natural gas plant right next door, and
there's already a
garbage dump nearby, right? And
wow.
He's obviously made the world a lot more clean than that one data center.
In just 1 year, XAI has blown past existing polluters.
They're emitting somewhere between 1,000 and 2,000 tons of NOx. I'm an air pollution guy, so I deal in those numbers all the time, and that's larger than anything else in Memphis.
Gas turbines like these release three main types of deadly pollution: nitrogen oxides, formaldehyde, and fine particulate matter. Nitrogen oxides combine with other pollutants to form ground-level ozone, which causes and worsens asthma and COPD. Formaldehyde causes cancer, and particulate matter, airborne soot, can pass through your lungs and into your bloodstream, causing heart disease.
We've shown up today because we've been to too many funerals. We've shown up today because we've cried too many tears. We've shown up here today because we're tired. And we have an expectation of the people that we elect and put into place. We expect them to do what is in our best interest. Not of Elon Musk. And what we're saying is that starts now.
In April, hundreds of people came to a high school in South Memphis to talk about XAI.
Welcome to the new generation of environmental justice. Stop being a coward and say no to this permit. Today, get a backbone, because in Memphis we don't bluff. Period.
In January, the company belatedly applied for a permit to operate 15 of its turbines for 5 years.
first time that XAI has publicly addressed the community in any way.
Understand? I hear the statement, but again, XAI is committed to meeting the highest standard for emissions. XAI is going above and beyond the required emission control. And to that, thank you very much for your time.
He immediately left after reading his script.